A solid script is at the foundation of every short film production, but good planning doesn't stop there. There are several more steps you need to complete before you can begin production. Though you may be eager to get the camera rolling, thorough pre-production will not only make life easier on set, but it'll also make for a stronger film overall. Pre-production includes several steps that all need to be completed before production begins. First, you'll need to break down the script to determine what and who you'll need for production. Next, you'll move on to creating a shot list and storyboard for each scene. Finally, you'll create an overarching production schedule. Laying out the logistics of your shoot will better help you determine what resources you need: props, location, cast, and crew. It'll also help you establish a realistic budget for production, post-production, and distribution. Let's take a closer look. The organization of a script breakdown will assist you in scheduling and budgeting, and it can give you help on set in terms of giving actors directions. Once you're done, you'll know the script inside and out. The first job is to get an idea of how many scenes you have, and the projected runtime and shoot time for each. To get started, you'll need to divide your properly formatted scripts into eighths. This entails literally drawing straight lines across each page of your script, cutting the page into 8 parts and numbering the scenes as you go. This process gives you a more accurate idea of how long individual scenes will be, how many you have, and approximately how long it'll take to shoot each one. If you have a scene that runs into a second page, it's tempting to call it a page and a half. Measured out, however, it may only be 1 2/8. If there's only a couple lines of dialogue, the timing is shortened even more, so your page and a half realistically becomes 1 page in terms of set scheduling. When you're done measuring the eighths, it's time to figure out the different elements you're looking for within the script, the things you're breaking down. First, it's important to know where you're going to be shooting and what kind of sets you'll need. Old-timey Western bars, for instance, will need specific set dressing and props. Next, you want to know how many characters appear in each scene and roughly how long they'll be on screen. This will aid in scheduling your actors. This part of the breakdown also forces you to think ahead about what you might need in terms of extras. Restaurants will likely have other patrons aside from your main cast, and party scenes aren't very convincing without guests. And you can bet, when there's a cast, there will be need for makeup and costuming. Keeping track of when characters need specific wardrobe or makeup eliminates on-set frustrations. You'll also want to mark down wherever a scene will require special effects, whether practical or computer-generated. If you need blood packs or green screens, it's important to know about that beforehand. Finally, if your scene requires stunt work or special tools like camera cranes, pulleys, or an underwater rig, that's important to notate which scenes require them. Every script comes with its own requirements, changing the elements you're keeping track of. Different projects have different needs, and it's something you need to keep in mind of when you're starting. Now that you know what to look for, assign each element a specific color. Then, all you have to do is highlight the key words associated with those elements as you go through the script. Whether it's using actual highlighters or the highlight function in your screenwriting software, it's time to get colorful. Go through your entire script, 8th by 8th, and highlight all the elements the colors you've selected. Some parts may use multiple elements, in which case, you'll use several colors to highlight. For instance, a single action may include stunts, makeup, and special equipment. Once the keywords are highlighted, it's time to log everything in your breakdown sheet. These don't have to be complicated, and there are plenty of templates out there to fit your needs. You need at least 1 sheet per scene, with text boxes for each element you're keeping track of. All you have to do is highlight the elements in the correct box on the sheet. Breakdown sheets provide a quick visual reminder of everything you'll need for a given scene within your script, giving you a better idea of the schedule and budget you'll need to account for. Once production begins, keep that colorful breakdown script handy. In the hustle and bustle on set, it's really easy to forget elements or ideas for specific scenes. Keeping your breakdown close provides excellent reminders throughout the process. Once you have your script breakdown completed, you'll use it to create a shot list. There are many ways you can keep track of your shot list, but simple index cards provide an easy way to get started. Take a set of index cards, and using 1 card per shot, write a description of the shot on the line side of the card. On the top line, indicate the type of shot, the setting, and the subject. On the lines below, write a concise description of what action takes place, including any camera movement. Also include any dialogue, music, props, or sound effects that occur in the shot. Index cards will allow you to reorder your shots easily as you work through your shooting schedule, but you can achieve the same goal with a spreadsheet. For some people, a shot list is all they need. If you're the director and cinematographer, you might not need to communicate your vision. However, if you want to visualize your scene more fully before you shoot, or convey your vision to your crew, the next step in the process is to turn your list of shots into a storyboard. If you went with the index card route with your shot list, you can simply sketch the shot on the back of each card. Since the aspect ratio of an index card is not the same as that of a video frame, you may want to outline a frame box. A sheet of paper divided into frames works just as well if you're working on paper, or you can use visualization software if you prefer to avoid drawing the scenes. In any case, don't worry too much about your artistic ability. Use stick figures if you want. The goal here is to get your ideas across, not to hang it in the Louvre. For clarity, use small arrows to indicate any movement by actors within the frame and bold arrows to show camera movement. Indicate a zoom or dolly in the frame by putting a floating box around the telephoto position. Use arrows pointing in or out to indicate the zoom's direction. For pans and tilts, it's often useful to use a second card, the first one representing the beginning of the shot and the second card the end of it. As you draw, use the space around each frame to make notes on camera action, like tilt up, or script notes like Lucy dances around the car. When you're finished, you'll have a clear idea of how each shot relates to the others and to the overall flow of your scene. With a shot list and storyboards in hand, you can easily rearrange your shots into a shooting order. Shooting order is completely independent of the final order of the shots in your movie. In a nutshell, you should try to group similar shots together so you aren't jumping between setups and locations during shooting. For example, if your short film includes several shots of people entering and leaving a single location, you can shoot all those shots at once, even if the actions occur at different points in time throughout the scene. This allows you to set up and light that particular shot all at once, saving you valuable time on set. All this may sound like a lot of effort, but it'll be time well spent. Storyboards and shot lists make it easier to envision your scene and facilitate clear communication between you and your crew. That means a smoother, more efficient shoot and fewer headaches when you get to the editing room.
This is just one of 10 videos we offer on short filmmaking. To watch the rest and get access to the short filmmaking checklist, click the link in the description.